All right. Hello, everyone. We're on live stream again with Dennis from Vion Studio, and yeah, we're again playing the Crust. So it's been a while since we last played it. So today, Dennis will play himself, and we're gonna see how far he can get. Because yeah,
Hello
they
everyone. So we kind of wanna, like thought about it like two different live streams. So first stream was how you shouldn't do things, and the other one is how you should do things. So this is me
sure.
trying to tell you what to do. So and show you how to do it. So as long as we're on a stream, I don't think we're gonna pay so much attention to the plot dialogues because come on, they actually were implemented for the game just to give you someone to talk to. But you know, at, right now on this live stream you have us, so I think you're gonna be good. So, first of all, as we told you before, Crust is the game that is located on the moon, and due to the plot events, you have to figure out how to survive and how to preserve your base on it. So, and first of all, as long as you're located on the moon, first thing you have to take care is the electricity. So, as for now, I'm building the electricity in the right way and connecting everything in the right way, so we will not end up like we did yesterday. So as you can see, holding left shift and holding left mouse button always help you to wire up things. So Alex, I can say that you may share some your
Oh, I lost your sound for some reason, Dennis. It's like, is it all good?
Okay,
Oh, here we go.
give me a second. No, it's not working properly.
No, now we're good. We can hear you well now. So it's again, guys. So streaming from the moon. Some things can
Yep,
can
streaming from the
can
moon.
right.
Are we good now?
Yeah, we're good. Should be good.
Okay, so we
All right. Well, yeah. So what's your first step? So you building the solar panels first, then the batteries, and then you connect all the electricity. I guess the good question will be is like the dialogues is like, are you guys planning to have an option to not have them, or that's going to be a part of the game? It's like all the time. This pop-up messages.
okay, so I will do something in a different way, and
Sure.
I will answer your question as well.
Of course.
So about the dialogues, as for now, the dialogues is like kind of like a blank, some kind of like a thing that we implement to see how it works. Because our idea as a Crust was like right from the start is to make a narrative-driven builder game, base builder game. So
Mhm.
and make it so in order you will have some purpose in the game for you to follow, because as we thought, base builder is a like very cool niche, but a lot of base builders are kind of getting stuck on like they give you like this opportunity to build a base and nothing less. So this is our take on the base builder with narrative, and we already started developing the story, and the story gonna follow up your advance as a player. It's gonna follow up your further development of your base as well. So, and it's also gonna react on your process. So you will not feel like you're all alone there on the moon. You will get the feeling that you're part of some kind of a bigger story or a bigger event that you can also affect a lot by your actions. And it's also gonna be a thing in Crust. We will tweak this dialogue later a little. We will make them like we will for sure we will make less dialogues in the game and so on. But also we're gonna finish the story as well, because right now it's only like a start of it, as you can see. We're gonna have some different endings. We're gonna have some different factions. The player will be able to interact. The player will be able to like kind of like a forge alliance, for like to make an allegiance to it, and like the main part of the story is the question what's gonna happen with the moon, what will be the I'm sorry of the earth, what will be the destiny of our home planet, and will humanity stay on the Earth and just uh, trying to recover from what happened, or maybe there is another way. Who knows?
Right. Sounds good. Yeah, we saw yesterday that the questions about the colonists were very popular. It seems like a lot of people are very excited to learn more about like the how the human colonies on the moon are going to work when you guys are going to implement them. So maybe that's something that we can talk about. Is there more info you want to share and add? Like something about like uh, will there be like can the colony have their own like the birth system, or is like will have the how are we going to get new colonists? Is there going to be some kind of education, or it's like there's just more details would be great. I think it's like a lot of people are gonna uh, be excited to learn more about it. You know.
I guess a lot of people are already excited, and I hope for it. So there will be no like actual birth on the moon in our game, but you will be able to hire the colonists on the market, and your reputation as a player, your relationship with factions will also affect the pool of the available colonists for the player. The colonists will have to eat, colonists will have to sleep, they will have to take a rest. So the better you take care of them, the more they will provide. The colonists will be a very big part of the more advanced industry change, more advanced production chains. So if you will make a choice just to like ignore colonists, you won't be able to progress with the game. But if you will manage to get the setup right, if you manage to create the base that they will like they were feeling good, they were feeling like happy and satisfied, they will also help you to move forward. They will also give you an edge on the other factions, because right now you're all alone on the moon, and even in the final version you will be all alone. But the other, like, we already have a reputation, but it's kind of clunky right now. But it will be like a system for you to cooperate, or maybe to get competitive with other factions, and the colonies will be a big part of it as well. There will be a skill set for colonies, kind of like in Rimwalls. One will be like an engineer, the other one will be the science guy, and the quality of those colonists you will be able to hire, will be able to get, also will depends on different things like stability of the Earth or your relationship with other factions. So if you are like in a good relations with other factions, you will be able to get more advanced colonies, like more expensive specialists for them, or otherwise you will have to train them on your own, and it will take a lot of time as well. So, the more you interfere with other things, the more successful you interfere with the other factions, with the colonies. The faster you advance, the bigger your base gets, and this is basically how we're gonna do it. Also, the colony is gonna travel along the moon on this global map as well. You will be able to harness expeditions. You will have to supply them with like life supporting stuff as well. They will get in trouble. You will have to harness the rescue missions as well. So it's gonna be a lot, like really a lot. We gonna start working on them right after this Steam Fest. We gonna start working on them. They're like the core of them is almost ready, but we have to do a lot of polishing with them. We have to bring some few more mechanics with them, but we believe that we can make that happen, and it's not gonna take us a lot.
Yeah, my like the main interest for me as well is like the integration of the human colony into the systems that you build on the surface or under the surface of the moon. Is like, will you be able to, like, will you need to manage their oxygen levels, like keep an eye on that?
For sure. You will have to manage their oxygen level. You will have to manage it. So colonists will not take a lot of part on this part of the game, because actually this is like the surface of the moon. It's actually hazardous. It's dangerous. It's not that good for the colonists, full of radiation and so forth. And that's why you have this underground part. So as we were talking before, like yesterday, the Crust is a 3-layered game. So we have this layer, the surface of the
level?
crater you
Mhm.
landed. Yep, we have the underground level, and we have this global map of the moon.
Orbital.
So,
yeah. Mhm.
yep. So we see it like this. You start here on your surface. On the surface, you set up your first electricity. Then you go underground. You start developing your base, but you will have a lot of resource on the ground. But they will eventually, you will run out of them. So the underground part will be held by the colonies. So it will become your living colony under the crust, pun intended, you know. So this is basically how we see it, and you will get on this global moon. You will mine a lot of resources as well, and you will have to manage the colonies on the underground level.
Nice. All right. And will there be any? Well, you mentioned that there is some kind of dangers that gonna be awaiting them on when you send some expeditions and stuff like that. Will there be some things happening on the base, like some sabotage or like political discourse or something like that?
Actually, like in order to not to tell you
Not to
too
spoil it
much,
too much. Then.
like there's always will be something that's going on your base, outside your base. There will be a system of dynamic events, like some guy will be like to get too high on solar radiation, something like that. Meteorite strikes are a real thing on the moon as well. They will get in trouble, they will get hurt, and some plot events also will happens as well. Maybe some guy will decide to cut out your oxygen as well because he was from another faction and so on.
Right.
So there's
It's a lot
gonna
of
be
fun.
a lot.
Yeah. Looking forward to that. Definitely sounds like it's going to add another dimension to the game for sure. Because yeah, seeing the living creatures under the moon or under the crust, as we said. Yeah, it's like will be super exciting. And yeah, I heard that you guys mentioned that there'll be some expansion on orbital side as well. So I assume that you'll be able to do more, like the resource mining and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So you cannot see it right now, but I will show you later that this global map is not only just for the rover to uncover some hidden
Points of interest.
or just to give me a second, please. I'm still trying to handle my base. Or just to go from like one point to another and see what you can find. Also, this global map is actually the whole moon is for you to harvest. The whole moon is for you to mine resources. You can mine ice deposits. You can mine like aluminium and iron oxide. You will have to do geological scan. I'll show you later how it's done. So you will have to locate the areas of the moon that has like a lot of rich in resources lagorit. And the most advanced thing you're gonna have is helium-3. So a little bit of science fact. Helium-3 is the element that will allow you to get like this controlled fusion of the core or something like that. So it's kind of like a fuel for a fusion core generator.
So nuclear bombs are coming.
Yeah, not nuclear bomb. This is the thing about the helium-3. It will allow you to get the nuclear fusion, but without the hazardous nuclear waste.
Oh, I see.
So this is the thing. And why it's so important on the moon? Because you can find helium-3 on the Earth, but it's only in a specific layer of our atmosphere, and it's just too expensive to harvest on the Earth. Actually, you can get it on the Earth, but you will spend so much that it will never be profitable. But the whole moon, because it was always exposed to the solar radiation, the whole moon is full of helium-3. Basically, if you manage to land the helium-3 industry on the moon, you can supply the Earth for some thousand, hundreds of generations, because it's a very powerful source of energy, and it's just never being harvested by anyone. So if you see a lot of countries right now getting on the moon and you start hearing a lot about helium-3, it's actually a real thing. It's going to be a real thing in Crust as well.
Yeah, I noticed that you guys are actually paying a lot of attention to some scientific, accurate facts about the moon and implementing things like that into the game. Is like, can you tell us and viewers a little bit more about like you guys' approach? Is like how accurate, like overall, all of your system setups? Like are you getting inspired by real world data, or is like how do you approach this kind of stuff?
Uh, I would I would say we're trying our best because we always try to rely on actual science or maybe some not that like very far away from reality guesses of this like existing scientists right now.
Right.
But the chat will always say otherwise, that we are completely wrong on a lot of things, and actually we do. But if we're talking about like the lore basis of the game, we try to make it as close as reality as we can. If
Right.
we have to make like an adjustment that will allow us to make the gameplay better, we'll try. But actually we did contact some like real scientists, not us, and we get a lot of help of them. So we're trying to make it as real as we could, but we still try.
But of
We're
course,
still
you
in
have to cut
process.
corners in some cases because it's a game at the end of the day, right? It's like, yeah. Otherwise, like you'll have to wait for 10 years for them to mine something under the ground.
Yep.
But yeah, and like back to colonists and colonizations is like, are there going to be any other like fractions like aside of yours? Is is there going to be competitors on the moon trying to mine more resources as you do?
So first of all, okay, I got my rover. So first of all, they will be presented on the global map. There will be sites that gonna be like competitive. So it's might like imagine there is like an asteroid that landed on the moon, and it shows that it might have something valuable.
Hmm.
So if you won't reach there on time, the other guys will take it, and you won't even like notice it.
So the other guys are going to be around. Are there going to be
yeah,
like different countries, or they're just going to be like some random fraction names
in game factions.
in-game
Not,
fractions? Yeah.
yep.
No
So
politics,
and
no real world
Yep.
politics. Yeah.
And another thing, the contract system you have right now in the game, I'll show you a bit later.
Mhm.
There also will be competitive. So if you accept the contract, it doesn't mean that you're the only one who is trying to make this contract on time. There are gonna be different conditions, but there will be a situation when you accept the contract and you just won't make it on time because the other faction did it better than you.
Right. I see. Yeah, sounds cool.
So and actually for all the guys who just wanna have some like chill, like very 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 chill approach to the game, there will be a sandbox mode that you will be able to set up how much you wanna be bothered with these shenanigans. You can like press one button and you will just be able to build your base, and nothing will bother you. Not no storyline, nothing. Just you and your base will be tonight. You know, as Pink used to sing. So but also you will be able to set up the challenges for you as well. So if you feel like the storyline is interfering in your gameplay, we will give you an option that it will be able for you not to interfere with the storyline as well.
So it's like a sandbox. Yeah, that's what I was asking
Yeah,
at the
it's
beginning.
actually a
Is like, yeah,
sandbox.
right. Yeah, so that because some people love experimenting with their builds and stuff like that, and every time going through the story can be like for hundreds times. You know, it's like it might get like a little bit annoying. But introducing
Yeah,
sandbox, I think, is a like, really great idea. And a lot of people love
I
it.
don't see our game without a sandbox mode. You know, so we also trying to make things like to be generated as much as we can. So even if you like trying to finish the storyline for the second time, you will face at least like the least
Some
amount of duplication
differentiality.
common. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
I
for
see.
example, on the underground level, I'm right now. There are always like a consistent amount of deposit of different resources, but they're always in a different place. So I am part of their team. I still have no idea where they are.
Right.
So you always have to look for them as well.
Yes, I see. That's pretty cool. So, can you tell us a little bit more about what's happening right now in your base? Like, what is your priority?
As for now, what I'm doing that I already set up the first production chain. I'm already good with iron, so I'm iron the regolith that is rich with iron. I have the single regolith refinery that can extract the iron oxide from this regolith, and you can see that it says 59, like 59%. So it means that if we just reprocess one piece of the regolith like this, almost 60% of the outcome will be an iron oxide, and this is like a very high percent of it. So later it goes to the single regolith refinery. Also, regolith goes into the single regolith refinery. The processing process happens here, and the iron oxide, you see, it's kind of like orange brown stuff, goes into smelting furnace that makes the steel from the iron oxide. We do aware that you cannot mine the steel like we have a lot of messages about this in the chat. This thing that adds things to the iron oxide that makes it a steel. Okay, we're good on this. So,
Right.
and if you want to make a perfect production chain, you want to do like this. So you want to put a storage, and you want to connect the storage with the conveyor, and also select. Oh, I'm sorry.
What are you storing?
Clicked. Was different storage, and we select iron steel, and we go. So you see, everything goes by the conveyor.
So this is your standard chain of production,
Yep.
the resource.
So as for now, oh, it's almost daylight. So as soon as you set it up on the iron, as I was telling you before. By the way, maybe I can show you these bright spots I wasn't be able to show you before. I think I saw them.
Yeah, you probably already discovered them. It was like scanning. Yeah, I think like for people who's joining us just now, this is. Oh, here we go. Yeah, those cloudy spots. Yeah, for people who joined us just now and didn't catch up our stream yesterday, so electricity plays a huge role in this game. So you need to set up your base, because like during the night, you can only use the electricity that you stored on your base. So you can't generate at this moment, at the beginning of the game, electricity. So it's important for you to store enough electricity, because it's used for scanning as well. And and I got very close to like sitting without electricity yesterday, but Dennis obviously is doing a little bit better.
Yeah, I hope
still
so.
sitting without electricity, but it's day at least. It's morning.
Yeah.
Osborne asking to show him a bigger base. Osborne, we're going to show a bigger base actually today in a little bit. Like we have a pretty nice save file that you guys are going to see what you can actually achieve, and it's pretty great. So you'll see all the setups, everything is designed and developed just the way it should be. So it's very exciting. Just give us a little bit of time. Dennis want to show some rudimentary stuff so that you guys understand how the game works, what's our plan, and we're going to switch to the bigger safe with a bigger base. You'll love it.
So as for now, I'm trying to make the cargo truck work. So I already reached the silicon deposit. So silicon is the second thing you have to be aware of. Is the second thing you have to take care of, because we good?
Yeah, you good?
Okay, so
I'm very good.
And you?
I'm wonderful. Yes, enjoying our stream. And by the way, guys, if let me just say, let them know that you guys can ask questions, developers questions, through we're streaming to YouTube, Twitch, and Steam. So if any of you have questions, let us know. We'll be gladly to answer them. But for now, is Dennis on the way to conquer the moon?
On the way to on my way to get successful. I hope so.
Right.
At least on the moon, you know.
At least on the moon. That's just a simple task.
Yep. So just the same setup. You have an extractor, you have the refinery that's gonna refine your regolith, later we'll be able to build a refinery that can extract all type of the regolith at once, not like this one, not the single one, like single type thing. And I guess we need some electricity as well. Always helps.
Oh, it's not reaching, just a little bit. There you go.
It's
Just by the hair.
it's so
Yeah.
okay. So are we
So regarding the story, Dennis, is like I think like I heard you guys talking about there's going to be a chapters, right? Like, so can you tell us like how many chapters or like how many different angles we can take like playing the game? Of course,
so
we should try avoiding spoilers. Yeah.
Basically the concept of the chapters, I think we're not gonna spoil anything. So we set it on the 3 chapter concept. So the first chapter is like the initiation. So the player will have to, like, the player will learn the ropes, will see what the game is about. He will get acquainted, like we will like show him the factions. He will meet them. He will see what's up. So basically, the first chapter is kind of like if you have played every like Piranha Bytes role-playing game like Gothica or something like that, you're familiar with this. So like where you start with nothing and you will have to become somebody. Same thing with the game. And the second thing, the second chapter, we call it the choice. So the second chapter is kind of like it reflects the mid-game, like middle level of the gameplay you're gonna have. It's the chapter it starts when you receive colonists, and it's called the choice because while progressing on the second chapter, you will have to make an like kind of like an alliance with the faction, with another faction. You will have to choose with whom to cooperate, and while you're choosing with whom you're cooperating with, you will also choosing their okay. You will also have to choose. Do you want to follow their own version about what's gonna happen with the moon? Because, for example, I guess you already heard about the Crust, like the organization that is responsible for building the space elevator. But there will be, and they actually have their own purpose. I'm not gonna spoil them, but maybe they're up to something, like every other faction. So if you will choose them, you will follow their plan about what to do with the Earth in the third chapter. Third chapter we call it the crisis because you already like made your choice. You already set up like an allegiance with some kind of factions, and the game, like the world of the game, will react to it. So why it's called the crisis? Because you will have to finish their like very big project, like. Maybe it will be building something like maybe something that will be able to get you from the Earth. Maybe you will do something, building something great that will help you to recover. Will help the Earth to recover. Who knows?
Right.
And you will do it with a lot of disadvantages because you might be lacking the market. You might won't be able to hire more colonists. You won't be able to get additional resources from the contracts as well. So the third phase, it's kind of like the third chapter. It's kind of like to test your base to see how good it is, and it's always like a player choice to get there. So when the player feels like, okay, I'm ready for the test, and I'm ready. I was talking too much, and I'm without the electricity.
Well, remember who was laughing yesterday? So maybe I can teach you a few things about electricity on the moon.
Maybe like to be more cautious about it. That's for sure. You see, like you never know.
So
what was my problem?
That's all right. Yeah, you're in the middle of the night, so I think like just a little bit. So yeah, it's not super critical to lose electricity. It just like pauses all your production for some time. But back to the chapters and storylines is like so that I assume that the players can actually alter the direction of the story, right? Like so you said that there's some kind of like branching in the story. so you can make some decision and it will change.
I wouldn't say it's like altering. I would say that the player will have the opportunity to choose the certain branch you want to follow about the storyline. So every major faction will kind of replicate the story branch, their plot, their vision of how it's gonna be. And if you agree with them, you can just go with them. If you do not agree with them, you might not cooperate with them. But when you made your choice and when you like set it up on how you see the Earth progress, and when you have entered the third chapter, it's done. So you already made your choice and you will have to stick to it.
Yeah, tell us a little bit more about what we just saw, the scanner of the rover. So we talked about it yesterday. I think there's like new people joining us today. Probably would love to know what that mysterious circle appeared around your rover, the scanner.
As we told you before, guys, the Crust is a narrative-based lunar base builder. Sorry. So the moon is full of secrets, and we have a tool to locate them. This is like the special scanner for your lunar rover that will help you to locate the hidden objects. As you can see right now, this circle, and you see there is kind of like an anomaly here. So those bars will show you where to look for some hidden things. And if you just follow them and you keep scanning and scanning, you will get closer and closer. You will end up finding something good, you know.
Right.
Yeah,
I would say
something that's gonna hurt you.
Sounds good. So at some point, I think like we should start thinking about like switching to the bigger base, Dennis, and showing them because like a lot of people eager to see where you can actually get your base to. And keep guys in mind that this is like a very limited content, like it's still in early kind of access mode where developers are going to continuously expand all the features. So it's important for you to join their Discord and let them know what you guys are missing or what would you love to see in the game. But yeah, Dennis is going to switch to bigger base and we can talk about what you guys can expect from a little later.
Now we're talking. Yeah.
Right. Like so from later gameplay, organization techniques and stuff like that. So it's going to be pretty cool. And yeah, so make sure to join the Discord for sure. It's like I think like our Discord has been exploding for the last few days, so a lot of people are joining. It's pretty cool.
And we're almost there. Trust me, guys, you're gonna be impressed.
Just calculating resources.
I really want to say that I was the one who built it, but it's not true. So first of all, this is how your surface level gonna look like, and like in the middle.
Well, if they're as good as you guys, this is how it's gonna look.
You always have a chance to get as good. You know, we do have a lot of guys who already spend almost like $100 in the game. They participate in the closed beta, in the open beta, $200-300. They're something there, you know, they're somewhere, you know, they're out there and they always will help you to get good.
All right, talk to us about the setups. It's like if you can zoom into this certain areas of the setup and what is this like giant machines doing, and it's like what are the decisions behind the setups. I think that people will love to know is like what you guys are doing here.
So first of all, you are able to make
and maybe slow down a little bit because like you spinning the screen so much that I'll have to.
It's okay. It's
like
okay.
Gonna fall in coma.
First of all,
it's a moon coma.
You can split up your conveyor belts, so they will go with the same resource to the different places, or they might carry the different resources, and they will over here that there are different.
So you can mix different resources, yeah. So for logistical needs
on your conveyor belts. So once you set up like where you want this resource to go, it will remember it. So you're gonna have like a sushi belt. So first of all,
Yeah.
Yep. If I'm not mistaken, the setup like this, if the resource actually knows where it's supposed to go. So I think with very little effort putting into setting this up, you can make this work. But you can see here that it's already has a rule that what is going on through and what's supposed to. You can block every path that you don't want the resource to go. You can choose the priority output. You can put it on a manual control. You can select which resources are going where. So actually, like the sky is the limit. So the more complicated setup you want to do, you have all the tools we did provide it for you, and this is how it works here. So if you feel like you have only one conveyor belt and it's supposed to carry different type of resources, like do not feel like you are being restricted in over like in any sort, because you have all the tools you need. So if you're like a fan of building very big complicated base, I really think you should try this game.
Yeah, yeah, I definitely know a few guys who's going to get excited just by setting up the priorities and filters for the conveyor belts. Those are the big things for sure for some of the people that love logistic troubles.
One more thing we're gonna show you. So this is how the living room, the accommodation,
the facilities
is gonna look. Yep. So
nice.
You can see this blue thing. This is the water rise, and I'm saying water rise because people were making fun of this, but actually every matter has a three different type. It could be different three status. So not only water could be in the ice state. So we have a water rise that from water you can create oxygen and also you can create fuel. If I'm not mistaken, we do have fuel generators right here. Yep. And they already fill up with fuel. And if you have a question,
and where do you get the fuel? Yeah.
Where
or is that the question?
Okay, I'll show you. Give me a second.
Sure.
And if you have the question, how can I deliver my resources from the underground level to the surface level? We always have an answer for you. We got you. So we have this thing called conveyor elevator, and you see this small camera. So this is the lift that helps you connect the underground level with the surface level. And you see right now we can see where it's gonna be on the surface level, but this little camera and the bottom right corner shows you where you're gonna build it.
So you don't overlap with the buildings and structures above.
Like this and this and this and this and this. Sorry, I was switching too much, just to show you how we used to do it.
Right.
When we made this camera, we were like, come on, now we are genius.
That was a problem solving for the team for sure, and you guys came up with a good solution. Yeah.
Trust me, it took so much effort in testing, you don't really want to know. So I'm not gonna build a new one. I'm gonna show you the one that's already working. So you see the ice and if I'm not mistaken, aluminium or titanium already going here. And this is where this is like the top part of the lift that's on the surface. So you see, you deliver your resources from the underground level to the surface level to the fuel factory, because fuel factory takes aluminium and water ice to produce fuel. So you see, we already this is like a place where two of our mechanics met. So the sorting tool on the conveyor belt and the conveyor lift put together in one place, and they help you to create the fuel production change for you to produce fuel. Later on, this fuel goes over here and it goes into fuel generators. So if something happened, because later on you will have like a solar radiation spikes, you will have like the meteorite. So if something happened with your solar panels, you can always have your fuel generator that use good old fossil fuel just to back you up.
Good old dirty fossil fuel generators.
Yep. So a few more things you really want to take a look at. We have an expedition center. So just one more thing. Surface level is the place where you're gonna have all of your biggest modules, because we do have a lot of them. you have this model that will help you to build a new rover, new cargo truck. You will have this module. So for example, I'm sure a lot of people are aware about our contract system. So you just, our landing pads, they're already here. So when you have like an order from the Earth to deliver some goods, your drones will have to take them to the landing pad platform. If you think this is a problem, think no more, because you always can build flight control center. You can put up a conveyor belt here, and it will be, your capsule will be filled up with the resources with the conveyor belt. You don't have to interfere with priorities or something like this. You just load it up with resources and you're good to go. And
Nice.
one more thing,
Oh
I'm
wow! Look
sure
at that
we
surface of the moon.
should-
It's
Yep.
fully uncovered
So
and
you see,
discarded.
it's every like crashed cargo pod, private lab, engineer science lab, another private lab. You see, so mineral extraction complex. There are like a lot of them going on here.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
cool.
another thing I want to show you, but I think I'll have to use some magic.
Sure.
But
We love magic.
not worry. Do not worry, guys.
Let's go for magic.
So you haven't seen nothing. So what we are having here? This is the mobile drilling rig. So as I told you before, you might end up in a situation where all the resources from the underground level are already depleted. What you're gonna do? As I told you before, the moon is your best friend, because this is not only the place you can locate some hidden sites. This is also the place where you can look for the resources to mine. So where is our rover? So you can
Right
see
there.
our rover here. Yep. And if I press the button that says geological scanner, it's gonna scan for resources, because the moon is full of it. And you can, so you see, I'm basically,
There's a heat map for the resources.
kind of
Yeah?
good. I'm kind
You got lucky.
This is not developer magic. Yeah, this is just me get lucky, because this is a very, very rich spot. So we're gonna send our mobile drilling rig over here. So it's gonna start mining here. So we struck gold with the aluminum oxide, not much titanium, and with the rare earth minerals. Actually, this is like a perfect spot. Really,
Right. Not planned.
I'm gonna
Promise you guys,
continue
not
even
planned.
after
Yes.
this stream. Yep, it's not absolutely not a setup.
Right.
So, how is it gonna look for the player? So, you have mobile drilling rig, yes. So, and also you have a cargo truck. If I'm mistaken, you do have one cargo truck. Yep, it's been unloaded. Let me see how it's doing. So, and you're gonna have your cargo truck. You're gonna have your cargo truck to be told to unload the mobile drilling rig. Do I have a cargo truck? You know, as they say, if you do not have a cargo truck, you can always create one.
Right. With the developer magic.
Developer magic. Come on now, you don't want to wait me to build a new one. So, just for the sake of demonstration. So you see, it started mining, and we have a cargo truck, and we tell him.
So the cargo
bring
truck
order
is
for the base.
your
Yeah.
rover for the orbital view, so it can drive back and forth from the base to the mining site to deliver resources. Yeah.
Yep. So basically, cargo trucks works as a cargo truck. It delivers cargo. No, despite we are on the moon, it's same thing here.
Right.
And if you want to do it even better, you can build a cargo dock. So your cargo truck will have a place to unload all the regolith. You will have a cargo dock. You can connect it with the conveyor elevator. So your regolith gonna be delivered to the cargo dock. It's gonna help there. Then you can just send all this unprocessed regolith to your already set it up processing chains right over here, and it's gonna go down. It's gonna be reprocessed, and it's gonna be refined into resources, and then it's gonna go up again, and you can sell it. You can mash them, bake them, like this. How this was like this story about the potatoes. You can do everything with it. So I'm already actually very excited about. I've seen a lot of players, a lot of their save games. I've been a lot of bases, and I already excited how the players are getting creative with this tool that we created, and a lot of like situations where we even had no idea that you can do this, but actually you can do
They
this
did.
in our game, and moreover, it actually works.
Right.
I was really fascinated by this. They already created like the most efficient setups for the reprocessing, the most efficient setups, to load your flight control center or to unload your cargo dock. So it's actually a lot. And I really think that sometimes there are a few players out there who knows more about this game than even us.
Yeah, beauty of sandbox games is like sometimes
Yep.
players can come up with structures and things that shocks you. This is just like
Yep. And it's it's always sounds like it should be obvious, but when you face it, like for the first time, even the second time, even like every time you face it, it's still really like culture shock for you.
Yeah, that's
this is-
always exciting. I love this kind of
Yeah.
movements when you see them happening. Yeah.
So as you can see, we also have. If you do feel like you need more tools to make your conveyor belts, longer, or maybe they're interfering with each other, you can always build underground conveyors, so it's go underneath the conveyor belt. We are still considering making the conveyor belt that's gonna go on top. We're still thinking about it. We have a lot of feedback. We have a lot of suggestions from the player base to make it, and we really feel like it might look good. For sure it will be like very good looking thing, but we'll be able to implement it. It's still questions. It's like still questions linger, but we will do our best as we always try to. So
Right.
Another thing I failed to show you in the previous session, you have this multi-regolith refinery. So why it has so many conveyor belts in it? Because it can extract all type of oxides in one. So you can locate a few different resource veins. You can connect all of them by conveyors to the multi-regolith refinery, and you're gonna extract all the oxides at once. And if you connect with the conveyor elevator, if you connect the cargo dock, come on now, you're gonna be rich like in second for sure.
Right. Will there be any kind of like short-term events that not sabotage or like some kind of like fire outbreak, or like we know that there's going to be a meteor strike on the surface, but under the surface, like do you guys think that there's going to be any kind of like events
for sure.
that challenge players? Yeah.
There will be a system of dynamic events that affects different layers of the gameplay. I'm not talking about like layers, like actual layers, but like in metaphysic way. So there will be like a dynamic system that's gonna give you some contracts. So for example, there is like a certain urge in the certain need in the resources that's gonna be satisfied, like or now or never, and you will have to see if you'll be able to. If you'll be able to, you will get a lot of money or reputation or something like that. But there will also be some not very like pleasant for the player events underground. They will disturb your activity, but be sure you're gonna handle this. And just sorry to go off topic, but I always get fascinated by the picture about the drones just going on their way.
Yeah.
Sometimes we just
like an ant. Yeah.
Yeah, when like an ant farm. Yep. When I really not feeling not feel like working, I just like to sit and just take a look at the drones, make some face like I can
World. Yeah, it's
something, but I'm just not thinking about anything.
yeah,
Just
it's a
looking.
world most expensive screensaver. Right?
Actually, it's true. I think you can find more expensive screensaver, but this one will.
Well, that's a challenge, probably. Yeah, but like, sure. It's still a lot of work and effort went in it. Is like by playing it yesterday. I actually was pleasantly surprised how everything is in line. So you guys are definitely doing a good job on running QA tests and stress testing the game. So maybe that's something that you can tell people about, like how you guys are approaching the game stability. Is like, what do you do to make sure that game is not crashing, the performance is there, and some just internal logistics that you can share with people. That would be awesome. Or if that's a company secret. So
I want to say that we're doing a great job. We're trying to, because first of all, if the game is working right, this is not only our job being well done, but also the guys who volunteered and spent literally
special
hundreds of
thanks to
hours.
those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they already know who I'm talking about. So, and they literally spent like hundreds of hours in the game. Like they were like writing down everything that's not going right, making us save games with some broken stuff, and like recording videos for us. So there are a lot, like very selective bunch of people that really helped us to improve the game. Also, right now we are collecting like all the feedback that's going on, because there's literally already thousands of people, of new people who came to the game, who did like some of them, so to say, did experience some troubles. We're gonna solve them for sure. But when there are also events that you can just load their save game and you see that the game really worked almost flawlessly. Right,
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now
that's
have,
pretty
like,
great
from
achievement.
time to time that we have some like challenges with priorities of the drone and so on, but it's all gonna be fixed. It's not a big of a deal. We've already done it before. And
Yeah.
we're gonna work on optimization as well. So this is like completely, it's not even close to the final stage as we see it. It's not like as we wanted to do. Like we will do it. We've been doing it for
We
4
have to.
years, and we will
Right.
do it for sure. We will finish. Like actually, we have no way out of this already.
Yeah, Human on Twitch is saying like this game seems like a mix of like 6-7 games at once, but somehow it works very cool. So yeah, it is. It's like, so there's definitely some creative design decisions that the team making. So you guys can see that like you can find familiar games and your favorite games in the Crust, and yeah, it just works really well. And hopefully a lot of fans are enjoying it. And they've been enjoying it. The feedback was like very positive so far. Just a reminder, you guys can play this game today and tomorrow. There's just 2 days left when you can enjoy it. Just build your stuff and share it with us on the Discord or through Twitter, tagging VM Studios or Crytivo, and we will even repost those base buildings or base built by you. So yeah, it's like 2 days left, guys. Then we're gonna have some break and implement a lot of other new cool features that you're gonna enjoy with our next closed tests or open tests. So make sure to follow and join Discord, because that's where the news are going to be posted. Subscribe to our newsletters and stuff like that. But yeah,
as long as we're showing features from the game, here as you can see the market. In the Crust, you're gonna have a dynamic market that's gonna react on how much you produce, how much you sell, or how much you buy. Right now, it's a little bit clunky as well, but this is like the demo version of what you're gonna see. So as for now, if you really feel like you need some resources, you can always use it. But also later on, even right now, you can catch the moment when the price is very in your favor, and you can buy a lot of things for very cheap. You know, who doesn't like discounts?
yeah, we love them in the United States. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, come on, we love them all over the world.
Right.
Let me buy something for me to finish. So as you can see right now, our cargo truck already fetched the first batch from the mobile drilling rig. Right now it's gonna just drop it on the ground, because we still have our cargo dock being built. But when it's gonna be done, it's gonna go right in there, unload, and then he will continue doing it unless we tell him to stop.
Right.
So If I'm not
So
mistaken,
does
we have
those
more than
bars
20.
mean anything, or they just like cosmetical beautifications?
Actually, they represent
Oh,
the
the price change, right? Through
the
time.
price change.
All right, makes sense. It's very smart.
So if you even right now, if you sell a lot of stuff, if you buy a lot of stuff, the price gonna react. So if you sell a lot, it will drop. If you buy a lot, it's not gonna drop. Sorry.
So no cheating. No.
Uh, there is always a way, but we are just
Right.
not talking about it. Like the red cup.
Red cup.
Yep.
Yeah,
You
yeah
know,
just
you
trying
see,
to
like,
stay
how is it-
hydrated in the morning.
You know, outside from USA, people always say like the red cup is kind of like a unofficial symbol of USA as well.
Is it?
Because like
Sure.
every college movie, every party movie always has this red
He's
cup.
gonna start throwing pongs and drinking
Yeah.
beer too. He's like, sure. He's like,
Yeah.
next time, good idea for the stream. It's like every
I
time
think this is the
your
best
electricity reaches 0, you have to take a shot.
I think
Right.
this was the best advertisement of your working environment over there.
Sure. Yeah. I need to go like greener for sure. Like I think like they're not good for environment. So if we want to ever reach and build bases on the moon, so we need to figure out the Earth first stuff.
Yep. So we're not actually. If you don't want to play the Crust in real life, please care about the environment.
Right.
Because trust me, you're not gonna like what's gonna happen. So, are we good? Are we still not good? So, let me buy these things.
I think it's also important to note that like some of the things that you guys see in the game might change because there's developers are using some icon placeholders and stuff like that, which is our artists are working on improving it. So yeah, we're always open for feedback if there's some kind of UX improvement you guys are looking for. Because yesterday we were talking about that now we have 2 types of resources on the right screen and on the top screen. And it seems like people are enjoying them on the right screen side of the game. And yeah, it's like, again, your feedback is extremely valuable. So make sure that you join Discord.
We received tons of positive feedback, negative feedback as well, but it's just constructive feedback. So about the UI, about the player experience, about the user experience, and it will take us some time to process it, to analyze it. But even now, I already can see things that were suggested by community and they will be implemented in the game as well. So a lot of people were telling us about the to make models to be able to mirror to just
like mirror them, yeah.
Their conveyor inputs and like they do in Captain Industry, and I think we already settled on this as well. So I think
Nice.
It's gonna come in the game. Yep.
Yeah, that's kind of good thing to touch is like if you can tell us a little bit more about like what you guys heard, what the people were critical about, and something that you already made a decision to improve and change going forward. Is that anything you have on the top of your head that you can share? Or that's or are we going to keep that a secret?
I guess why not? I guess a lot of things, a lot of people were talking about that you have a lot in the game, but it's just not telling you exactly what you have and how to use it. So
Right.
basically, we just wrapped up some mechanics, but we never wrapped up some kind of like a basic tutorial for it. For example, market and so on. But most of the people actually were able to find it, to reach it on their own.
Yeah, it's a two-edged sword, to be honest, is because if you start adding this explanations and tutorials, some people will start complaining that I'm getting constantly this pop-ups, information about how to do it. Yeah, so you have to strike a perfect balance. And even us with our experience, like with Universum as well in the past, it's like almost like you can potentially make every building to have almost a tutorial, but like you kind of don't want to do that. You want to stick to the general logistical setup so that you teach people how to play your game once, and then everything else should be intuitive ideally. But unfortunately that doesn't work with everything. And yeah, it's important. And especially when you're a developer, you develop a tunnel vision, right? Like, because like you know how everything works, it's very natural to you. You start building it, but then person like me start playing yesterday, and Dennis start yelling at me. He's like, "What are you doing?" It's like, "Why are you doing that?" It's like, "That's not how it works." And it's like, well, I mean, I'm a good study monkey. It's like, look at me and see what I'm doing wrong, because I hope I'm not the dumbest person in the world. Like, but that's what it is.
I
The
cannot
constant challenge.
recollect the exact name of the guy, but this was a guy who worked for Blizzard. He was participating in World of Warcraft development, and he was their UI designer. And he said that the person who is making the user interface, his feedback about this interface is like never reasonable, because he is the person who created it. So
Of course.
the farther we go into the development process, the farther we develop some, as you called it already, tunnel vision. So, and it's extremely important for us to hear from you guys what you think, what you can get easily, what is not that understandable for you, what requires some polish, so we can proceed on working on it.
And
Because as for me, basically, I know what it is, I know how it works, I know how
you
to
can play
tweak
it
it, I know how
blindfolded.
to
Yeah.
tune it. Yeah.
Yeah. And as I usually say, is like the if you want to take it further, is like if you're a designer and if you have to explain your design, if you're as you said, is like user experience or UI designer, and like at the end of the day, if you have to explain your design, that is a bad design. So you want to develop something that like it's intuitive enough, and that's why it's like it's kind of like the challenge for us developers all the time, is like we want to make sure that people can understand things without like reading, ideally, and then if we have to, so we have to explain how things work. But ideally is like people, like you saw yesterday with my stream, they don't like reading. It's like, especially when they're like in action. Yeah. So to be honest, I love reading. I'm just like again, it's like when we're in the middle of rush, it just like sometimes you can skip things and you can't recollect them or recall them, and you get in trouble if the systems are not super clear. But I feel like you guys are doing like really good job. It's like by clicking buttons I was able to by clicking just random buttons I was able to figure out what is wrong and what is not. So yeah.
So basically also I can show you one more feature in the game as well. So there is a big part in our game about logistic and delivering resources. So we do have two ways to deliver your goods, your goodies. There are drones and there are conveyor belts. And you, as a player, always can set up the rule how they will interfere with each particular model by pressing this button that's called logistics. So you can set which model can be brought by the drones or withdraw by the drone or not. So by tweaking it, if it says like allow bringing resources, you just press it and then the drone is allowed to bring resources there. If not. A lot of questions were about this as well. We tweaked it this way, so we have like a special rule for every model. So when you put up a conveyor in it, it's gonna start work in a little bit different way. So I hope you're just all aware about how it's going.
Sounds good. Yeah,
So
I can't
just
wait
to
those
introduce-
facilities to start having like the humanoids walking around and doing some random stuff.
So basically, this is like bunk bed for all of you college roommates. You can say hi to them. A little bit of nostalgia. So this is where they're gonna sleep. This is how the ice melter works. So you can just put it on the wall, and you set up the delivery of the harvested ice over there, and there is like a water tank for it. So you can see we're already done with the UI. You can also have a hydroponic farm, so you will produce food over there as well. You can food, not mistaken, even you can place, like, come on now. Who doesn't like a good bar, a canteen as well?
You've been judging me yesterday about the drinks. and stuff like
But
that. Yeah.
actually, yeah,
That's was the first thing I wanted to build on the moon. The
it's
bar.
always
It's like,
the
yeah,
bar.
yeah. No, it's cool. I think like the colonization, the colonists will add like crazy amount of new depth to the game that people will enjoy.
It's not like so if you already have played the Crust at this moment, you have to be aware that this is like not the finish stage of the game, because when the colonist will arrive, you're gonna receive completely different like emotional feedback and the feeling of the game as well, because for example, because you will have to take care of them. They're gonna play a very big part of it, and you're gonna spend a lot of time on your base figuring out what to do with them. So you see, I've already have finished the cargo dock, and right now the cargo truck is not asking us where to go. You just go there, he unload the cargo, and then he just
So it's automation, right? Like, so cargo dock is helping you with automation.
If you're asking me where it goes, I'm just reminding you that we have a mobile drilling rig, and mobile drilling rig can harvest regolith. We will also have like the big ice harvester, the big machine that's gonna harvest helium-3 as well, because you will have to use the different equipment for it. And so with this colonist, with this global moon mining mechanics, with this helium-3, with this nuclear fusion that we're gonna have, it's gonna be like, it's always better to show than to tell. And this is what's gonna happen with you.
Right. Sounds good.
So, as I told you before, why the cargo dock is cool? Because you can always make a conveyor belt here, and then let's see, I think we will be able to do this. So you just put it like here.
Mm-hmm. So it arrives with the cargo, and then it delivers it to where you need it to be. Yeah. Through the elevator magic.
Yep, and just light it up.
What is that pink thing that you have on the ground? Is that the resource? Oh, that's a leftover from resources, yeah?
This one? Or
No,
one?
you have a blue on this one, yeah.
Blue one?
Well, both of them. Those are deposits, yeah? Yeah, I just was thinking
so
that flowers start growing.
This one is the ice deposit.
That's actually a good question for you. Is like are you guys planning any kind of terraforming? Is like either in facilities or outside? Is like growing grass on the moon, forests and stuff like that? Like, wouldn't be nice.
I think you can say that mining underground is already some kind of terraform.
Well, terraforming in in the green way, right? Like, because you made me think, because like we do terraform it, but like there's almost like we need a different word for different kind of terraforming.
As for now, we thought about it, but it just doesn't feel like it sounds good, but right now it doesn't feel like it has like a valid place in the gameplay flow, in the gameplay loop. Because
right,
you already set all your like industry to be able to handle the moon, and this is the Earth that you either change or abandon.
Right. There's almost like as you said, it's like it's commercial stone that you want to mine and get resources versus and the game is a little bit different, as I would say. Is like it's like it's about like your kind of like industrial progression versus colonizing it for like living conditions. So maybe in the Crust too, that something can be implemented and worked through a lot. But Big Panda 74 asking on Twitch, just how ready is the game for release really? I think like again, it depends on what is in your opinion ready is, because you can already enjoy the game pretty significantly. Big Panda is like, again, it's like go play it. It's like you don't have to buy it. You can play it on Steam demo, but yeah, the game is already very enjoyable. You can like, I'm not sure if you guys have any stats on like how many hours people already spending in the game. Probably like you will find people
So
with
this is
hundreds
my
hours.
answer to the big panda cannot recollect the number. Sorry. So you can
74.
take a look.
Yeah.
74, big panda 74.
74
Take a
big
look at
pandas
what
asking. Yeah.
Yep. Take a look at what you see right now at your screen, and just keep in mind that this is not even our final form. It's gonna be bigger, it's gonna be more interesting, it's gonna have more content, and it's gonna be more polished. This is what I can tell you for sure. That's a given.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
And but still, if you considering should you hop on Crust right now or later, there is like two different options for you. If you're fan of the base builder game, for sure you will have fun right now. But you also might considering trying it later, and your first impression will be even better. But trust me, if you hesitating to try the Crust right now, if you like what you see right now, or even you played a lot of Satisfactory, Factorio, or other base builders, you will have a lot of fun. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah. It's really is like, as I said, it's like what do you call the complete game? Of course, there will be complete game. There's a complete feature list that we want to implement. But I guess will be nice to answer. And the question is how soon people can get their hands on a complete version of the Crust. So you want to talk a little bit more about those plans, the roadmap? I know it's usually like very like foggy thing like for developers is like, again, it really depends where you guys gonna take us, is like, because like we would love to make sure that it's all fun and it's like good features are implemented, but like in general, maybe Dennis, you can tell us as like the timelines. No, all right. Good.
How in general can I
Well,
answer?
don't shoot yourself in the foot. Don't give them exact dates. It's just like in 2024, you guys are going to be able
2024 for sure.
Right.
So as for now, we planning to launch the Kickstarter campaign later on for sure, and we considering the.
I would say that will actually can a little bit push the full release. It depends on popularity, on what features again community would want, because like there are potentially going to be the stretch goals that can expand and the game even more. It's like terraforming, for example, can be one of the stretch goal features. If we reach $10 million in the 30 days, sure, why not? It's like make your wish. But seriously, yeah, it's like I think like that can alter the release slightly, but also great thing about that is that you guys will be able to join and start testing even earlier than the full release, and testing like some prototyping, some new features, and leaving us your feedback, because the testing team is very limited right now, but like in the future it's going to expand. But Mike is back to Dennis. Yeah, go ahead.
Yep. So as we see it right now, so basically this version, like content-wise, is okay, but it lacks the colonist mechanics and some storyline addition as well. So when we settle up with the colonist mechanics, with a particular piece of storyline that we feel like it's complete, it's finished, and we're ready to deliver it. As for now, we see it like we're ready to the early access. But if we're talking about like the Crust 1.0 version, like the full release, we plan it right now at the end of 2024, but it's still gonna change, and it's gonna have a little bit more of that. Can't tell you now what exact, but it will be more. So this is basically how we see it right now. This is basically how our roadmap goes.
Hope the 74 big pandas are satisfied with the answer. So yeah, you guys let us know if you have more questions. We'll be happy to cover them.
As you can see, our screensaver just got better.
Right, it's the world's most expensive screensaver.
Yep. So, are we good? Are we good? Are we good? While we were talking, I completely forgot about it. We almost good here. We almost good here. And I think we should finish the contract we already started. Can we finish it? So, as long as we are not talking about things I don't really want to talk, like where we're gonna come out. We do have a contract system that also will be the big part of the player interfering with the fractions. So you can see it right now. This all the fractions are available for you right now, but all the different things is just the contracts you're gonna have from them. So how it works? So you can just choose. This guy will already have a contract, or another guy like this guy. He looks just like me. I like him.
Right.
So we can choose him.
Meaner version of you.
Yep. So, and you can see the contracts are not like bring us that amount of resources and we will give you that amount of stuff. So there is a difference is how fast you can complete it, so, and it's gonna reflect of your reward. So if you just say press accept, so it has 84 of titanium plates. We do have a lot of them. We can just do like this, send. And as you can see, we already have the cargo pod, and we already, because we are smart guys, we have built the storage very close to it. So you see, efficiency means profit.
Nice.
And I think
The lights went off. So
contract complete.
it can be just that efficient in this case. Like,
I was too efficient, I think.
but yeah, so I would say is like that was like a great thing. So we were able to show how you start the base, and what you don't do. Like I definitely took some notes for myself. I'm definitely planning to play the game on stream again. And if you guys would like to see more, again, join our Discords, follow us on Twitch and stuff like that. And of course, share your experience with us. Like tell us what you guys like and even dislike about the game, because like negative feedback is always make things better.
Constructive, not
yeah, just don't yell at us and just like if you die on fire, you bastards, right? It's like so no, yeah, it's like be constructive. Tell us what you guys think. What we can do better, and that will be really good. So that will help us improve the game. But for now, yeah, you guys only have 2 more days, today and tomorrow included, to play the game. And if you're in Europe, I believe you can even play a little bit on Monday as well, because it's gonna be shut off at 10 a.m. PST on 16. That's a California time. So feel free. I feel like that is a gem. Like for the amount of time that you can invest in the game right now is like I spoke with developers and they were like concerned that like, hey, we're giving them so much time to play and spend in the game, so much features, and we were like, well, we have so much more to come. So you guys enjoy. Yeah, make sure that you build some crazy stuff and share them with us on our Discord channel. Yeah, I'm not sure if Dennis, you want to add anything, but I think like we can like start wrapping up on this now.
Yeah, I think we can call it for now. Also want to say thank you to everyone who joined, everyone who was watching, everyone who was typing something in chat, and we might have missed everyone who was just thinking about it but not watching. Thank you as well.
Yeah. And keep in mind, again, even with full release, guys, if the game sees like a good success, as Big Panda is saying that might be like some season pass. I mean, of course, we're not going to have like utilize some nasty practices, but if the game is going to be received very well, developers are going to continue expanding it and adding more content. So again, you are at the wheel, so help us make this game better. And for now, it's like, yeah, hopefully you're gonna enjoy it, and we will see you next time, right?
Yep. Bye bye.
All right, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye bye.